Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant... Oh, hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Edwin the Comic Jabroni. I was just checking out the Ninja Turtle toys that I got in my collection. What can I say? But hey, since you guys are here, let's talk about some independent comics that came out on New Comic Book Day. We'll be back right after this. Yo, welcome back, man. Like I said, I'm Edwin the Comic Jabroni, and thank you to everybody that watches the channel, enjoys my content, hits that like, and subscribes, joins the hashtag Comic Jabroni Nation. Today, guys, we are going to discuss new comic book that released on the 12th of February, and we're going to discuss mainly independent comics. If you want to know what I picked up from Marvel and DC, you're going to have to stick around until tomorrow's live stream around 1 p.m. Central. Guys, as always, with these reviews, I always use the scores that I find on comicbookroundup.com, right? You're going to see two scores. You're going to see a critic score and you're going to see a user score. Sometimes with these indies, there is no user score since maybe somebody that read it didn't go on there and score it. So you might see an NA, but it's going to be posted up in one of these four corners. Guys, the first book that I'm going to discuss is one that I actually don't even have a literal comic book for. It was one that was sent to me by a gentleman whose name is Jeremy Alessi. And this guy created a video game for the Wii U way back in 2012 called Swap Fire. He reached out to me because he had started a Kickstarter to make another video game in this Swap Fire line, in the Swap Fire universe, called Swap Fire 2, and it was going to come out for the Nintendo Switch. But on top of having a video game come out, he also had a comic book, and he said, Edwin, I love your videos, I've seen your stuff, I like your reviews. Is there any chance that you can review my comic book on your channel and let people know about my Kickstarter, about the video game, about the comic? So I told Jeremy, I said, hey man, definitely dude, send me a copy of it. I will give it a read, I'll give it a review on the channel and let everybody know that watches my videos, about this Kickstarter you got. So guys, definitely go check out the Kickstarter. I'm gonna put the link down in the description below. If you're into gaming like I am and you have a Wii U or you have a Nintendo Switch, Swapfire is a game that you're going to want to go and check out. It's a first-person shooter, something a little different than what you're really used to. It's more of a tournament-based type of first-person shooter, but it has a cool mechanic involved with it where when you shoot somebody, you actually swap places with them. So I read the comic book last week, about a week and a half ago. I wanted to discuss it on one of my recorded, edited videos, as Rod likes to say. So Swapfire is a comic book and it's based off of this video game, but it takes place in between the first game and the second game, right? And we follow this team in space and they're going to this asteroid that has a research and development kind of a factory built into the factory, and some stuff goes on out there where an alien symbiote, which we all read Venom, we like Venom and Carnage, there's like a symbiote that takes over one of the scientists there. What I really like about it is, and the way he explains it at the end of this comic is, if you play the video game and you read the comic, it gives you a total enveloping story of Swapfire. You can read the comic and it gives you a lot of what's going on in this world of Swapfire, and then you can play the game and it's this tournament that they talk about in the comic, right? So it's really cool that you have these two entities, comic book and gaming, and they're coming together to create one insanely awesome story. You can play the game on Wii U or you can play it on the Nintendo Switch when Swapfire 2 releases, and you get a little bit of what's kind of going on in this universe, but it's not until you read the comic that you truly start to understand there is so much more to this game than just the tournament. Guys, I really enjoyed reading this comic, and thank you to Jeremy for sending it to me. I can't wait to read issue number 2, especially the way the cliffhanger was in issue number in issue number 1. The artwork, the penciling, the ink, a lot of the storyline is actually written by a gentleman named Vince White. So, Jeremy Alisi and Vince White, they created an awesome comic. I think you guys should definitely go check it out. Go to the Kickstarter. I'm going to link it down in the description below and see if it's something that you're interested in. I'm all about supporting these independent publishers, independent writers and artists trying to push their content out to the comic community, guys. But enough of that one. Let's get into the books that released yesterday. All right, guys. First up from Aftershock Comics, I got Undone by Blood, or The Shadow of a Wanted Man. This is written by Lonnie Nadler. Artwork is done by Zach Thompson. I want to make sure that I got that correct. No, I apologize. So, it's written by Lonnie Nadler and Zach Thompson, and the artwork is Sammy Kivella. So this was a really hot book. Perry was talking about it on Buyer Pass on Tuesday, and it really got me interested because it's set in the 1970s, and there's this girl that goes to this community, and she's trying to find the killer of her family, right? She's kind of grown up now. I guess it happened when she was little. This story, though, you get two different stories in one. You get her story from the 1970s, her trying to find this person that murdered her family. But while she's looking for this person, she's actually reading this book. And the book is called The Shadow of a Wanted Man. So you're getting different panels of her perspective, everything going on in her world, but you're also getting a comic and panels based on what she's reading. And they're kind of tying a little bit together because the Shadow of a Wanted Man is about this guy living out in the countryside. And when he gets back from herding cattle back to his ranch, his wife has been shot and his son has been taken and abducted, and now he's out in search of this man that had abducted his son. Her story is that somebody came in the middle of the night and murdered her family, and now she is back so many years later to avenge the death of her family. Will I continue to buy it? I can't say that I will. The story was okay, in my opinion. It wasn't that great. The artwork was out of a 5. I would say the artwork was maybe a 3, 2.5 to a 3. It wasn't that great for me. I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I was, and it's mainly because of the next book that I'm going to talk about, and I just can't be picking up as many indie titles as I wish I could. But that's Undone by Blood by Aftershock, guys. Let me know, did you pick it up, and what did you think of it? All right, the next book, and this is the one that I really enjoyed and dug this book, and that is Alienated #1 from Boom Studios. This is written by Simon Spurrier, and the artwork is done by Chris Wildgoose. I grabbed the A cover on this one, guys, and I have to say that this story was awesome, man. I absolutely love it. There's the backside of it. I know this title came out with like 4 or 5 different covers. I went with the straight A cover on it. But what can I say, man? Boom Studios has been putting out some extreme fire recently, and they really did not let me down with this. This right here follows these 3 high schoolers who are put into a situation all because of different things that kind of happen to them on their way to school. So they kind of meet up in the woods walking to school when they come upon this thing, this blue hanging thing in the trees, and one of them gives a lift to the other. There's two of them give a lift to the other one to try to grab it, and when he touches it, since they're all touching him, now they get these powers, and they don't really know what's going on other than the fact that now they can kind of read each other's minds. They can't read everybody else's minds, but they now can talk to each other even though they might not be anywhere near close to them. So you get the story from these 3 perspectives. They're going through this day of school, and as they're going through the school day, they're able to talk to each other from different classes. And these are 3 students that would never have had anything to do with each other. They didn't really talk to each other ever. They kind of knew of each other, but that was about it. The one thing I really enjoyed about it was when you see the thought in the word bubbles of each character, they are in a specific color. So even though you might be looking at the female character you might see word bubbles that are in blue, and that's because she's talking to one of the other male characters. And there's green, blue, and I believe red. And I just thought, yeah, blue, green, and red. So there's some of that interior artwork for you. I absolutely enjoyed it. There is an antagonist in this that everybody kind of comes in contact with. I don't want to tell you what happens to this character at the end, but man, I was like, holy smokes, I cannot wait to read the next issue, guys. Alienated, extremely enjoyable comic book that you guys should definitely go pick up. Boom Studios has been putting out some fire, guys. I'm not lying to you. It's great. All right, and the last book that I got from IDW Publishing, I picked up Rising Sun, issue number 2. And this is written by Ron Mars and David Rodriguez. The artwork is done by Martin Coccolo. I think I said that right. I hope I said that right. There's some of the interior artwork right there for you guys. What can I say? I loved issue number 1 and number 2. Definitely did not disappoint. But I know one of the score that I'm going to put from Comic Book Roundup, it's not going to look that great. I think it was like a 4.0, and I read what the comments said, and to be quite honest with you, I didn't agree. This has amazing artwork, the colors are very vibrant, and the story is enjoyable, and you really start getting yourself into the lives of these characters, because this is like a Suicide Squad based in feudal Japan. These characters are going on a mission, and at the end of the last issue, they were confronted by these demons, these daimyos. And in this issue, half the issue was them just fighting these demons, and one of the characters actually goes by the wayside. They die. They get the... I don't want to tell you who it is, but it's awesome, and that's halfway through. And now they continue on with their mission, and now they have to climb this mountain to get to this huge mansion on the top of the mountain. But they're not sure if they can trust one character, and it all has to do with the death of the other character. Don't want to give that away, guys, but what I can say, if you want a story that pulls you in from the very first page, and not only the story great, the characters are characters that you start to really learn about and you care about, and the artwork is just so beautiful, and the colors, man, they're vibrant, they're out there, just they blast you, bam, right in the pow, right in the kisser, pow, right in the kisser, pow, right in the kisser. Guys, Rising Sun issue number 2. It's a tie between Alienated and Rising Sun, which one was my favorite indie read of the week. But damn, Rising Sun was great. And I think this is only a 4-issue maxi series or mini series, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I cannot wait to read issue number 3. Today, after I read this, I went on Twitter and I messaged Ron Mars. And I was like, dude, this issue was awesome. Thank you for putting this together, man. And it's, I got to say, Rising Sun, one of my favorite reads right now. I'm all into this whole feudal Japan and having the ninjas and the monk and all these different characters coming together like a Suicide Squad. I'm digging it, guys. What about you? Did you pick it up? All right, guys, that's it, man. That's it. 4 indie titles. One of them was a Kickstarter. The other 3 I picked up yesterday on New Comic Book Day. Thanks for watching, guys. I absolutely enjoyed this week's reads. Definitely make sure that you are a part of tomorrow's live stream, because you don't want to be an L7 weenie or a square. Definitely don't want to be a square, guys. You want to be a part of these live streams because I'm giving books away. And in tomorrow's live stream, I'm going to discuss Series 3 of the Comic Jabroni mystery boxes, guys, and what the grand prize is and how much it's going to cost and everything, all the details that you want to know about Series 3. But, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Write me a comment. As far as independents go, what did you pick up on New Comic Book Day? But anyways, I'm Edwin the Comic Jabroni, and I'm finna get back to playing with some Ninja Turtles, guys. Peace.
It's over 9,000!